Charlie. Roll Tide, roll, say it loud. We don't give a piss about nothing but the tide. Bama blood in his veins, got that crimson pride. F them trees, yeah, we said it out loud. And I love honeybees, now play it proud. We talking football, basketball, big time recruits. If they ballin' in the South, we lacing up the truth. Hood piano man plays better than three-stroke Charlie. Tougher than nails, smooth, not sorry. Roll Tide, roll, it's in the soul. From Tuscaloosa to the Super Bowl. Wood piano man plays better than three-stroke Charlie.
Okay, let's bring it down. And welcome. It's me, it's your boy. Welcome to the Long Run with Piano Man. I'm your boy, I'm your man. I'm Piano Man. Y'all know what's up. And I'm glad to be here. Hope everyone is safe and well and warm and full. And if you're hungry, go get yourself something to eat. And if you're thirsty, go get yourself something to drink. And if you're lonely, I can't help you with that one, but you know what to do. Anyway, man, I'm just glad to be here on this Thursday morning and everything. So, hey, man, it's just good to be here. Before we get up into what we're going to talk about for a few minutes, let you know how I do it. I'll go over here to this chat first and let me see who's all sitting on the porch here. What's up, William Bryant? Roll Tide to you. Good morning to you, William Bryant. Stephen Hicks, OG, the No Mercy crew and the voices of No Mercy. Good morning and Roll Tide to you. Good morning and Roll Tide to my co-host, to one of the chefs, Super Twister. What's up with you, brother? I know you out on that road. Be safe there, big dog, because that weather's coming on in and all that good stuff. I see Coach Carl here. Good morning and Roll Tide to my brother. He said, Coach plays better than three-stroke Charlie. On my worst day, I play better than three-stroke Charlie. I think we all play better than three-stroke Charlie. Anyway, even though that ain't got no stroke, play better than three-stroke Charlie. Anyway, good to see you, Coach Carl, William Bryant, Twister. Hey, good morning, Zach. Good morning, sir. How are you? Good morning and Roll Tide, and God bless you, my brother, you and your wife, you and your family. Good to see you, my man. Good to see you. Man, still proud of you, Zach. Best decision you ever could have made, my man. Good morning, Gwen. What the business is? Roll Tide, Gwen. Act like you know. What's up, Gwen? You know what the business is, Gwen. Quit playing, girl. Quit playing. Let me see who else up in here. Big Dean. What the business is, big dog? Big Dean, I hadn't asked you in a while, man. How you feeling? How you feeling, man? How you feeling? I think you can go back to hollering and screaming at the TV. You probably been doing it anyway. But, Roll Tide, Gil Cruz, my main man. What's up, bro? Roll Tide, him and Stephen Hicks and the No Mercy crew. They're going to bring the pain every time. They don't care. They don't care who they hurt. It really doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. Jeff Stapleton, what's up, my man? Roll Tide to you. Roll Tide. Hold up. Yeah, Roll Tide to you, Jeff. Good to see you, my brother. Good to see you. Yeah, and I think that's it. But let's go back down to the bottom of the hill here. Let's see. Yeah. Did somebody say? I see Frankie K. What's up, Frankie? Truthful Jones, where have you been? Roll Tide, Truthful. Truthful, let me tell you something. Roll Tide, Frankie. I forgot to say that to you. Roll Tide, good to see both of you. But listen, Truthful, let me tell you what happened yesterday. I needed you yesterday, Truthful. I needed you yesterday in my family chat. In my family chat, Truthful. You know who struck, right? That Oregon loving son of mine. He struck yesterday. I'm gonna read. Truthful, this for you, but everybody gonna hear. Let me tell you what my son wrote yesterday. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can find this. Let me see if I can find this text message. Okay, here we go. This is what he says. he said, he just truthful, he just comes in saying, like, wait a minute, wait a minute. Hold up. Wait. Let me see. Wait a minute, wait. I got to. Okay, what happens is one of my nephews has this meme, and he has this tall guy, kind of on the muscular side, and he has this big Oregon symbol on his back, and it says Oregon with $1 billion of Nike money, right? And then in comes in front of him it says Kurt Signetti and his army of 3-star recruits, and it has the Natty trophy sitting beside Kurt Signetti, right? Truthful. So my son, the Oregon fan, says, "Oh, so original," blah 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 blah. And so my son goes on to say, my nephew, who's an LSU fan, blah ha ha, talks about him and everything. And so he says, "Okay, LOL, fair play." This is the Oregon fan. When we steal Jordan Seaton from LSU, we'll win next year. My nephew said, he said, "Boy, you starting to sound like you a crazy blank." He talking about me now, or talking about Alabama or a delusional Cowboy fan. We'll see. My Oregon loving son says, Oregon has a chance. Bama know they're cooked. So I decide to chime in. I can't repeat on air what all I said, because I have to talk to them rascals like that. But I said, I started off with my nephew. I said, the last I checked, LSU couldn't play their way out of a wet paper bag with a hole in both ends. Every year, LSU fans hollering, "We gonna beat Bama," and get smoked every time. Now who's delusional? And I said to my Oregon loving fan, I said, how are we cooked? The last I checked, all Oregon has is them pretty uniforms and can't win a championship. This went on, truthful and chat. This went on for about an hour. Just and all my kids was into, the crazy, man. Truthful Jones, I needed you yesterday, and you probably could have got your son in on it too. Because, like I said, some of these Oregon fans are something serious. Some of these LSU fans are something serious. There's delusion everywhere you go. Even in the Bama fan base, there's delusional fans in all over the place. So just get ready, folks. I'm telling you now. Now don't take it so serious, but just get ready, folks. This is going to be a long off season. I'm telling you now, because some of these folks, man, they're going to be coming at you. Bama's cook, Bama's this, Bama the third, LSU this. That's why I be telling you all, watch what goes on these transfer portals. Well, transfer portals still open. Nobody can just hop in, but they can still work it. You see what I'm saying? Watch who's coming in. Watch this. Just watch it, y'all, because it's going to be some hilarious things being said to you. It's kind of funny to me, but we all have this friendly rivalry in our family, because my sister, my oldest son, Jonathan, who comes on sometime, and myself, along with my brother-in-law, we are all Alabama fans. My son, Sam Black, that's the Oregon fan. I have another son, Jeremy, who is a Florida State fan. All right. Then I have 3 nephews. Two of them like Florida, and the other one is a LSU fan. But the blessed thing that comes out of it is that my oldest nephew, who has some daughters, one of my nieces, one of my great nieces, I'm going to be interviewing her, because she's the real deal in wrestling. wrestling. She loves wrestling, and she's big in track. And I'm going to be interviewing her real soon. That that's some of the dynamics I'm going to be adding to the show. Just talking to different athletes and everything in the high school sector. But her sister one day was talking to her dad, which is my oldest nephew, and she said, "I want a football team to be rooting for." So my nephew likes Florida. He said, "Well, you can cheer for my team, the Florida Gators." She said, "No, I want somebody that's gonna win." And she said, "What's that team Uncle Wendell be like?" And he said, "Alabama." And she said, "Yeah, that's the one. That girl can get anything out of me she won't." Yes, sir. That girl can get anything out of me. That girl can get anything out of me she won't. I'm just saying. That's yes, sir. That's my niece there. Yeah, she said I want to go with the team that Uncle Wendell be on for. That's right. That's right. See, when you put it out there to them, all you got to do is show that how much of your team be winning. Now, like I told my son yesterday, the Oregon loving fan, Sam Black, I told him, I said, yeah, we might be down just a little bit in transition time. That's going to be y'all's opening statement this morning. Transition takes time. We're not going to just immediately start winning. I know some of y'all love your microwave oven, but I'm going to tell you something. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with cooking a cake the old-fashioned way. Matter of fact, that's how I prefer it, because you want to make sure that your food is done. That's what you want. So the way our coaching staff is doing some things, I might not understand it all the time. But and maybe I might not agree with it, but here's the catch. They are in the facility. They know what's going on. They know how all of this runs. Let these guys cook. Let them cook. Let them cook. I'm just being honest with you. Let them cook. I mean, let them do the thing. Because Stephen Hicks says it best. Him and the Voices of No Mercy, they say it best. It's on the football field that you have to worry about it. That's where the proof is in the pudding, on the football field. On the football field. That's where the proof is in the pudding, on the football field. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. So let these guys cook. If Coach Saban didn't teach us anything else, he taught us trust the process. It's just time for a new process. And I think something is going to be okay. It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. Hold up. I think I got somebody trying to. It's going to be okay. Hold up. Wait a minute. Somebody might be trying to. Here we go. Now, getting that down. Now, here we go. So trust the process. Just do what you do and watch some things work. We hadn't even made it out of January yet, and some folks are already griping and complaining. Already griping and complaining. But trust the process. We're going to see on another broadcast. Anyway, you can't listen to everybody. And there's on one particular broadcast, some of these folks do complain. So just chill out, man. Chill out. It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. And in this world of change, how things are going and all that kind of stuff, let me tell you something. Let Piano Man tell you something. I know we're just focused on Alabama, but I tell you all the time, this is happening to all schools everywhere. It's not just happening to Alabama. It's happening to all schools. Alabama's not the only school that this NIL transfer portal all this kind of stuff is happening to, is happening everywhere. Okay. Now they may not all be getting the same results, but it is what it is. So let's just trust the process, y'all. Strap in, buckle up. That's all I'm gonna say. Buckle up, because you're gonna see some stuff. It's things happening all over the place. It's happening all over the place. It's happening all over the place. And so let's just good. I had somebody gave me a wellness check. So hold up, I'm answering them. There we go. Now, so with that being said, we got some things to discuss. Before I do that, before I go back to my bring up some folks here and go back to the chat. Jacory, Roll Tide to you. Good up. What's up? DSGB. That's my brother from Georgia representing them dogs. What's up, bro? You and Mr. P. What's up, Dwight? My producer, greatest producer on this side of the planet. Uh-oh. Y'all already know. Been a couple of days since I've done this one. Oh my God. Y'all already know who it is. It's Latoya. What the business is, the queen bee herself. What's up, Latoya? What's up with you? You know what the business is. What the business is, Latoya, quit playing, girl. Act like you know. It's my sissy, Kimberly Harmon. What's up, sissy? She's off today. I know what time is getting ready to be. Yeah. What's up with you, Latoya? What? Hold up. Okay. Hold up. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I got to find it first. Oh, there it is. All right, here we go. One more. Yeah. That was for the one. That's for the only. My producer, Dwight. Oh, yeah. You asked. Happy birthday, bro. Yep. I know I'm late. And I forgot to play Uncle Buck. I forgot. So there it is, Dwight. But Dwight, we got to add one more. We got to add another one for the birthdays. Okay, we got to add one more. We got to add, Dwight, one more for the birthdays. I found another one for Queen Bee. And we got and there's a certain person in the chat, not gonna call her name. She's asked for the Chippendale guys. Golly. And then there's someone else in the chat. I'm not gonna call their name either. They want this picture of Marcus Freeman or Shrek himself. Anyway, we'll hop on it. We love to have fun as much as serious as we try to be too. We love to have fun over here. So anyway, we just love to have fun. All right. So here we go. Yeah. Coach Carl needs to stop, man. Coach Carl needs to stop, man. But anyway, what's up, Twister? Good morning, sir. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide to you, sir, man. What's going on with you?
I'm about to start this discussion here. First, before we get into the main discussion, I want to bring up something here. I was scrolling through Twitter, and I am friends with Crimson Coverage, and if they're listening, hey, shout out to you, Roll Tide, to you, Crimson Coverage, and everything. Bobby Sprinkle, what's up, my man? What's up, Double A? What the business is, Double A? Quit playing, girl, and that like Marcus Freeman. That's the y'all. Marcus. I don't know if Marcus Freeman fired or not. I ain't into guys like that. I'm sorry. I just don't. I ain't got time to be. I'm just gonna go on and no. So he fired the female. Anyway, you get the picture. Anyway, Crimson Coverage was talking about the additions of Alabama. And y'all remember, Twister, I just made the statement that on other shows that I be listening to, shout out to Tide 100.9, all those guys over there. I name them pretty much all the time and everything. But with some folks, they're happy. And I told y'all with some folks, they complaining. Some of us are not looking at the Twister. They're not looking at the totality of some things, but I am. I'm looking at the fact that when Alabama starts in the next few weeks with spring training, they are starting with basically a brand new O-line. All the starters that started this past season are gone. Gone. No holdovers, no leftovers, gone. And Twister, when I go and look at what Crimson Coverage put up on the screen yesterday, really this morning, about an hour or so ago, here's what Alabama added to both sides of the ball, both offensively and defensively. On the O-line, they added Racing Delgatti, 6'3", 300. Ethan Fields, 6'3", 320. Javen James, 6'5", 320. Nikolai Brooks, 6'7", 349. Ty Haywood, 6'5", 316. Caden Strayhorn, 6'2", 308. Now, let's just deal with that for a minute, Twister. Before we go to the defense, Twister, what do you like about this offensive line addition?
I love it. I really do. And we did got some veteran O-line. I think one from Ole Miss. And I think we got another one from Mississippi State. And we got some guys from Oregon. We got the center from, I forgot, I think that Kelly Pauly guy, the center.
You got the Cal Poly, but you also got two guys from Michigan.
Yeah, we got Ty Haywood, the one we tried to get last year, but he went to Michigan, but he finally came back home. Yeah. I want to talk about this center. It's very interesting. The one I just mentioned. He allowed only 2 sacks in 2 years.
Come on now.
That is impressive. Very. And everybody like, oh, he's from a lower class. It don't matter. It all that matters, he got experience on knowing what to do while he on the field. The center is basically the captain of the O-line.
Yeah.
He dissect the line. He direct the line. He direct the scene. And getting all y'all prepared on the O-line to block for the quarterback or the running back. So if he allowed only 2 sacks in his whole college career, that's freaking impressive. And that's what we need. We need that anchor to protect the quarterback. Without the center, there's no O-line.
And he, like you said, he's the quarterback. He has to call the signals for that whole O-line. So that's a good look out there, Twister. But I'm impressed, and we see what OG Gill said, and we got the tackle from Texas too, left tackle from Texas too. The point that I'm making is what Crimson Coverage brings to light is that, first of all, they brought in what we would call, they beefed it up real good. That O-line is going to be solid. Now, but I got to go back to something that Coach Carl said right here. Good. Now they can't blame nobody but coaches, because This is going to be now where development comes in, Twister. How will they adapt to your play scheme? Will your play scheme work? What works? What don't? You've got time to figure this thing out. And Twister, this is why I keep saying, don't go into week 8 with a week 1 problem. Don't go in, and let me be honest with you, don't even go into week 1 with a spring problem. There are things that need to be corrected in its infancy. Am I right, Twister?
Yes, sir.
You see what I'm saying? That needs to be corrected. There are things that need to be, you know, if you're gonna put this, if you're gonna assemble this squad together like this, watch this. You got to know the ins and the outs early. You got to know tendencies early. You got to know their strength. You got to know their weaknesses, even as you go. But as they go, tweak stuff, correct stuff. Don't wait until you get into the middle of the year and say, oh, we got a problem. No, you've had a problem from the jump, and it's got to be corrected. Now, like I said, I'm no expert, but I do know what I'm talking about. That if you see a problem early in the process, begin to correct it early in the process. And if it's not being corrected, or if they're not changing it, I'm talking about the player, if they're not trying to correct themselves or listen to your correction, then pull them out. This is not just about wins and losses. This, you can get others hurt by not doing what needs to be done. So, Twister, that's what we added on the offensive side. And OG Gill just said, got the guy from Texas too. And guess what, y'all? They are still adding, Twister. Show you something else. On the D line, y'all, you got Kedrick Bingley Jones, 6'4", 320. Devin Tompkins, 6'5", 285. Desmond Umezulu, 6'6", 255. Terrence Green, 6'5", 330. Caleb Smith, 6'5", 270. And then adding, you got London Simmons, you got others who are there, but these are just your additions. Ladies and gentlemen, the point that I'm making is this right here. Y'all, we've got to be excited about the fact that, and this is where the mystery of it comes in. You're going to have all the way from tackle to tackle, everybody new on the O-line. On the defensive side of the ball, basically new people who did not start last year. That's where the mystery comes in, and that's where development is going to come in. And now we're going to see if Coach DeBoer and staff can really coach. You're starting with your guys that you want, guys that you like, guys that you've handpicked, guys that you've selected, all that good stuff, that everything that I just said, they all basically mean the same thing. This is where you are now. Even down to your linebackers. All of your DBs came back. So I asked a question on another chat, who was the most solid? I think it was on Christian Miller and the Miller's Edge. I asked the question from where we were 2 weeks ago. Who would be the most solid group? Right at the jump, Twister, right at the jump, JB, they said the DBs, because basically you had everybody coming back, including Bray Hubbard and Keon Sabb. Now, some people got mad because Sabb is coming back and they called him trash, and you know the other word that they use for him, this, that, and the third. I'm glad he's back. Why? Because it gives him a chance to improve. It gives him a chance to improve. All I'm saying is don't go in being a negative Nelly. If the guy came back and didn't leave, he didn't transfer, didn't go to another program, didn't go pro, but he stayed where he was. That's a plus for Bama. And so we got to learn to look at stuff a lot. To me, we got to learn to look at things from a positive perspective. All right. I see Nicole coming in. Good morning, Nicole Covenant. What the business is, what's up with you? Act like you know. Hey, good morning, Governor. How you doing, sir? Roll Tide.
Roll Tide to your governor. What's going on with you, my guy?
Morning, fellas. Roll Tide. I'm in the background just listening. And I look at it a little bit different. Because we said our defense was going to be phenomenal last year, coming into this year, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying we weren't concerned about the defense coming in this year. And lo and behold, we was concerned about the whole team at the end of the season.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't really put a prediction on who's going to be solid, who's not going to be solid, because we don't know. I don't have the luxury of actually being in these practices and watching the techniques from our players and even watching the attitude from our coaches. So I would say, me on the grand scheme, looking at everything, I got to wait and see. After I told you the season don't start until Tennessee. Because you can lose a game or two before that. Yes, you might be in the hot seat, but if you have that good run, because we have a strong schedule this year. Can't say strength of schedule ain't gonna mean nothing this year. That's just my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
But I told you last year that Tennessee game is gonna tell us everything that we need to know. Yeah, we won that game. I would take every W regardless of how we get it. But we ain't look too sharp. So that was concerns right there. But after that Tennessee game, because that's your midterm. Now you go now you're going into your finals exams. And it bit us in the ass. It's okay. That's how I look at it. It's okay.
Only reason I said the DBs were solid, what I meant, Governor, was as far as veteran play was concerned, everybody came back. That's what I'm referring to. I wasn't talking about play. I was talking about be familiarity.
Experience.
Maybe that's a better word. Being
Experience.
familiar. Say what now?
Experience.
Yeah. Your DBs, but then by that same token, there was still lapses even there too.
Right.
There was still lapses. And so I get what you're saying, but when I look at it on paper, I was just looking at that everybody came back. Now, I'm like you, Governor. I don't have the luxury of seeing, being, knowing, hearing. I'm not no insider. I'm not an insider. All that good stuff. So I'm with you, and I'm with everybody else. We just gonna have to wait and see.
Yeah, we're gonna.
And strength of schedule. If you playing 9 SEC games this year, don't talk to me about strength of schedule. Please don't go there. But we're going to see. So with that being said, thank you, Crimson Coverage, for that. And one more other thing, and from Crimson Coverage, as of last night, Gerard Pringle, one of the Miami Hurricane running backs, is now in the transfer portal. And Bama recruited him last year. He chose Miami over Bama. So, watch that kind of closely. We'll see that, but our subject today though, and what did the 2025 college football season teach us? Did anybody learn any lessons? What were the lessons? And Governor, I'm going to start with you. What did the 2025, what did you learn, not just Alabama? We're talking about the whole scope of things. What did the 2025 college football season teach Governor? What did Governor learn?
I learned you got to be humble. This game will humble you quickly, very quickly. It will humble you. It's okay to have expectations, but we need to have, and I'm gonna say we, as all of us, we have to have some sense of reality. Sometimes you just gotta accept reality with the life that you living in the time frame that you're in. Can't go on the past, can't look in the future. You gotta look at what you see right here in front of you. So I would say everything is humbling and accountability. Those two words right there.
Uh-huh. Hold up. What and Governor, but what well, let me ask this. Well, okay, I'll come back with a part two on that. Twister, what did the 2025 college football season in its totality teach you?
Well, basically the same thing. Humbling. Like 1 minute we're doing good. Next minute we aren't. It's a seesaw, up and down. I guess say it was just a up and down, and we just gotta be prepared for what it is, and just take those Clemson glasses out, like you always say, and just see it in reality, man. It just ain't just like, oh, we know who's gonna win and who's gonna lose. We don't know. We just gotta see how it goes and see how it gonna play out at the end.
Right,
It's
right,
a
right.
humbling experience. Very. That's all I can say on that.
Okay.
Oh, well, okay, hold on. Let me to elaborate a little bit from my words. The reason why I say humbling is because we were, as Bama fans, and we look at this when we look at schedules, right? We're so quick to say W, W, W. Oh, that's a W. Oh, that's a W. That's a W. Okay, might be a game.
Come on with it, bro. Come on with it.
W, W, W. We can go 11-10. We can go 11-1, or we'll go 10-2 the max. Now it's like, yeah, you can really go like 8-4. It's been a long time since a Bama fan really sat down and be like, "Yo, we might go 8-4, bro." It's no longer W, 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 loss, W, W. No, you really have to take it week by week now. It's gonna humble you. Get off your.
Basically what governor's saying, and we can't look over opponents that thinking we can defeat, because those opponents probably, got our number. Never know. Now this day and age, man, now we can't keep the same players every year. We gotta start, buying them or negotiating with them and get them to stay on the team. Now, like every year, everybody thinking, okay, they're gonna come back and do this and that. But now, all this been going on. Look what just happened. We just cleaned out the whole offensive line and put some new ones in there. Same thing for the D line, basically. So we don't know what we're gonna do when the season starts. All the thing we need to know is how they're gonna produce on the field, and we'll see how they're gonna develop, how they've been developed, or how are they ready to go out there. We can sit here and say they good, they this, they that. Okay, that's fine and dandy. I hope they go by what they say. But that's just us saying that. But I want to see what's on that field. Are you produced? Are you been developed by your coaches during the spring camp and the fall camp till going to the regular season? Like what Governor said, we got Georgia on October. So basically what he's saying is after the Tennessee game, we will see who Alabama really is. That's the name of the game. Mid-season, basically, we will find out what kind of team Alabama really is. And like what Piano Man said, we can't bring week one garbage to the middle of the season. If we do that, it's gonna be basically like what happened last year.
Or worse.
So yeah, or we just gotta tighten it up. When spring training come, get that out the way quick. Clean it up. Develop those men, because they basically what they are. Develop those guys, teach them what they need to do, and trust their little process. This is a transition. Alabama, we still in the, I don't want to mention the Nick Saban phase. We so used to Saban stuff. We got to get out of that. It's over and done. This man been gone for 2 years, going on 3. We got to see what we are in this current stage. This is something that Alabama ain't been in a long time. We used to this. We are all used to Alabama being weak and getting beat up. Now we standing now because it's been nearly 20 years since Alabama been in this state. And all I want to know is, are we ready for this gamble? Are we ready? Are we ready to get back what we used to be? Not like how Saban did it, but how can Caleb Boy develop? If he chopping down his trees and growing new plants, if that's what he got to do to get his team and get his program up to par, he shall do it. Now, what Coach Carr just said, now we got the new linemen out there and the defensive line. Now we will see who's at fault, the coaches or the players they brought in. This is going to be very interesting.
But it's always the coaches though, because we could say develop. And these guys got to get developed. The guys got to get developed. You can't develop something if you're not willing to develop yourself.
Yes,
If
sir.
you're not able to step out of your own comfort zone, how you gonna teach somebody to get out of their comfort zone?
That's being hypocritical when you do it like that. If you're not willing to, do something, listen, if you want somebody else to do something that you're not willing to do, you're being a hypocrite.
Facts.
You're being a hypocrite. That's just all it is to it right there, Governor. That's what you're saying. I'll call it for you. You're being a hypocrite. And hypocritical people are some of the most least successful people in the world because they talk one thing and they do something else. And that's something early in the game that my parents taught me not to be. Don't talk one thing and then do something else. And then number 2, Governor, that they taught me, don't you ask somebody to do something that you're not willing to do.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm just saying, I'm with Governor on that. Don't put someone else out there and you're not willing to be put out there. Don't do that. Don't do that. So I'm just saying, I had to stop you right there, Governor, because I have a problem with that. I have a problem with that. Not with what you said, because what you're saying is true. But if you're not willing to make a change as a facilitator, and the change doesn't begin in you, then don't expect change in anyone else.
So, prime example of that is Michael Jordan. Great athlete when he came in. He was before his time when he came into the league in '84. You see all the struggles, right? But all this now, he can't win. He can't do this. He put up great numbers, but he couldn't win. He had to step out of his comfort zone on what he knew he can do best to get better. Kobe did the same. All the greats have to do some type of sacrifice and accountability on, okay, instead of pointing fingers of how we lost, what did I do to contribute to this loss? Not to contribute to get us the win, but what did I do to contribute to this loss that we just got? Did I do my job? And if I did my job, did I go outside of my box and stop thinking about my personal stats? Did I help my teammate? Hey, look, I'm looking at a baseball reference. Did I tell the batter that's up at the plate, hey, yo, a breaking ball's coming because he dips his shoulder? Oh, he's about to steal second because he's getting a great secondary lead. Hey, don't take a little bit more time on the mound before pitching because he's picking up your cadence. Am I in the game? Because that's how winners win. When you're in the game, no matter what your stats look like, you're in the game. Your team is going to win because you're in the game. You're picking up the nuances and the different tendencies that nobody else is probably looking at because you're in the game. That's with any type of sport. Rajon Rondo is not your typical point guard that the flashy. No, he was a floor general. He was in the game. He picking up tendencies. His IQ was off the charts because he studies the game. So it's a catch-22. You complain to players, oh, they don't have no loyalty because they're leaving. So did Lane Kiffin have loyalty to his school when he left? That narrative doesn't come up. It's just, well, that's the best place to coach right now, to go to LSU. So we bash the players, if you like them or not, if you love them or you hate them or whatever. You bash the players with saying about loyalty, but you don't say nothing about the coaches that leave anytime they feel like it. I'm confused.
Yeah, that's some hypocritical shit too. Because you talking about loyalty, but you go out there and leave them out in the middle of a playoff run
They in a
instead of
playoff.
going all the way.
Oh man.
I can never get over that. That's why I was like so hard on Ole Miss, because you left them in the middle of a playoff run, a historic one at that, and only one team, one game away of going to a national championship. How can you do that?
Is it something that we seen? This ain't something new. We see they saw it before the playoff, before the Natty. We saw it in the Natty. He left before coaching in the Natty.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And according to what I read, and this is part of what 25 taught me. 25, the college football season taught me what y'all talking about. Part of what you're talking about is research a whole matter. Now, even in that, you don't get all of the truth a lot of times. You get what they give you. But one of the things that 2025 taught me is, and y'all, I'm looking at my phone called something that's happened. I'll talk about it in just a second. One of the things that 2025 season taught me is that there are a lot of things going on behind the scene that we don't know about, that we have no clue. We'll go to bed, everything hunky-dory, and we'll wake up the next morning and all hell done broke loose because something has happened that we didn't know about. What the 2025 college season taught me and what y'all saying is don't get comfortable. You can't get comfortable. Stuff happens. Stuff happens all the time. It happens. January the 10th, Governor Twister chat. January the 10th of 2024 will always be a day that I'm going to start, for the lack of a better term, just for Piano Man now, I'm going to start using that for a holiday. What is that? That's the day, in my opinion, that college football changed. The day that Nick Saban retired, I saw, this is me now, I saw a change in college football. The things that he said 2024, in 2022, I think it was 2021, 21, whenever it was, and I was watching a coach, and he began to talk about how those behind the scene things go as far as NIL deals really go and how those things are really worked. And a lot of people did not pay attention to him. They thought he was just being a grumpy old coach and this, that, and the third. What Nick Saban was saying was the truth. And things that we're seeing now, he was mighty prophetic about some stuff, about how it was going to come about, how it was going to come about. And it is steadily coming about. So now that we've experienced 2025, what it taught me is that the elders know what they're seeing. Okay. The elders know what they're seeing as things formulate. The next thing 2025 taught me is that those of us that might be a tidbit younger, we are now slowly but surely, we're becoming the elder statesmen of groups. And the question will be, what wisdom will we impart in this grand scheme of things of what we've seen? How can we correct it? Will they listen? This, that, and the third. 2025, y'all use the word humble. I'm going to chime in there with you and say it was humbling. And in the humbleness, Governor, it was very, very eye-opening. It was very eye-opening. Like you said, I'm confused. Like, this ain't what I saw back up the street. And now I see this. I didn't see this back up the road. You know, I'm just saying, 2025 opened up some eyes for me. Now, I left Double A's statement up there for a reason. There isn't a team in college football that knows how the 2026 season would turn out. That's true.
Right.
That's true. But all I'm saying, Double A, is given the trajectory that we're on, where we are now. I'm going to say this again. If things don't change, if a different mindset is not exhibited, a different approach, some things got to be different. Then if there's no different work ethic, if there's no different, if they're not working right, if you're going to come in with the same mentality of last year and expect it to work this year, let me get real specific about it. If you're going to just do gimmick plays, let me just put it like that. If gimmick play after gimmick play, if that's all you're going to live by, you're going to die by that. And in East Carolina team, which is the first game, I'm telling you, will beat you if the mindset doesn't change. That's all I'm saying. No, nobody knows how the season is going to go. But if the trajectory stays the same, if the mindset stays the same, then you can just about figure it out. And the first game, and somebody has said, JB has said, by the time you play Tennessee midterm, it won't even take that long for me. I'll probably look at you in the first game and tell you if your mind is made up. I'm just saying. Gimmick plays, no basic football. The football one-on-one, the meat and the potatoes, dive plays, running the football, establishing the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball. Physicality, those are the things that determines football games. That's what I'm talking about. That old-fashioned football. Now, don't get me wrong, Governor. Don't get me wrong, Twister. I like the X's and the Z's and the this, that, and the third. But I'm from the days of a hat on a hat. I'm from the days of you were accountable for this dude. They play in and play out. That's what I'm used to. And there are some things about football that does not change. And to me, that's one of them. So all I'm saying is, with all of the newness, so let me go back to X right quick. Right. Well, come on now. Well. Okay, there we are. Let me go back to Crimson coverage, and we got all these guys. Will our staff develop them? That's all I'm asking. What did the 2025 season teach me? Lack of development. That the development is not there. The development is not there. Indiana won the championship, Governor Twister, because of development. Not just because they had good players. And not only did they win it, they went undefeated. So all of these folk who were saying that you couldn't go undefeated anymore, Indiana just proved that you can. And you're still in the age of NIL and transfer portal. And a lot of those guys, Governor, came from guess where? JMU.
But
That's proven.
That goes to both sides, though. It's not just the, you know what I'm saying? I agree exactly what you're saying, but I look at it as, because you from the era I had on the hat. I'm from an era I'm not letting a ref or my coach dictate us winning or losing. I'm on the field. I'm on this field. So I'm not letting the ref, umpire, sideline judge, or my coach take away this W. It's the difference between somebody taking a W from you by outright beating you and you giving the W away. It's a big difference.
Oh, I got it. But all I'm saying is, however you fix it up, 2025 taught me you got to get back to basics. Yep. Basics. That's what 2025 taught me. Basic football. Basics. That's what it taught me, that I don't care how you fancy snazzy it up. You got to have a running game, a bona fide running game. And Governor, we've talked about this. Where's the running game? See what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying, is that no, I don't care how you frame it up. If the foundation is not laid right, your house is not going to stand. It won't stand. It's not going to stand. That's how I see it. You know, go ahead.
I'm just saying, like, the running game is like a pitcher not throwing strikes. If you don't have a running game and you don't throw strikes, you're going to lose.
Yeah.
I don't care what you tell me, you're going to lose. Because you're putting yourselves in a situation where sometimes you could put yourself in a hole to get out of it, but it's going to come down to a point where you're going to put yourself in a hole and you no longer can get out of it, and now you're surprised. Don't be surprised. It's been like this all season. It just finally caught up to you.
So 2025 taught me that. Tell you something else the 2025 season taught me, Governor and Twister. Now let's get down to the SEC. Everybody hollering about the SEC, the SEC, SEC. 2025 taught me that in its current state, SEC, we get to a certain point and we get to a certain level and we fizz out as a whole. Bama, Georgia, Texas A&M, Ole Miss. Who else made it?
Oklahoma.
5 teams from the SEC made it. Here's the catch. But if you notice how they did us, Governor and Twister, Alabama and Georgia played off the, Alabama and Oklahoma played off the cuff. So somebody was going to eliminate the other. Then you had, in the second round, you had Ole Miss and Georgia. Somebody was going to eliminate each other. And so they had went, and then when Ole Miss comes along, and then they lose eventually to Miami. And then there were no SEC teams there, because we know what happened with Bama. I ain't even got to bring that back up. So we see what happened. And just like that, and Texas A&M loses in the first round. And just like that, there were no SEC teams. Double A put something in the other chat there. And I'm kind of inclined to agree with her. I might not see it in its totality like that, but I understand which way she's coming from. When Nick Saban retired, it's almost like the SEC dominance retired with him. It went out the window. But that's going to be totally up to each individual school to build their dominance back. Because I went back again, Governor Twister, and y'all heard me say this. If you go back and begin to look at the coaches of the present SEC, where we are right now, you actually only have two old schoolers left. Kirby Smart at Georgia and Clark Lee of Vanderbilt. Everyone else, including Lane, are basically West Coast guys. That's where the SEC is going. And you can begin to look for that style of play from the SEC here in the next little bit. When Kirby and Clark, this is why Vanderbilt, in my opinion, this is why Vanderbilt was longing to do everything they could do to keep Clark Lee, to at least preserve some of an SEC type culture. Because people are going to Vanderbilt now. JB, they're going, Governor. They're going to Vanderbilt. I can't say it like you, but they're going there. Think about that for a minute. 30 years ago, nobody was considering Vanderbilt as going there to play football, unless they're going to get a scholarship. But now they're not just doing the scholarship thing. They're actually winning football games. And they're beating you with a run game. Georgia, basically the same thing, but Georgia's had some problems on defense. We'll talk about that X's and O's stuff later. But I'm talking about the state of what the 2025 college football season has taught me, that there has been a shift in power. And it's up to the SEC to get that power back. Yep. I know nobody's won it back to back to back as a school, but as a conference, the Big is running it right now.
Yeah, I just disagree slightly on when you say how the committee placed the SEC teams. And the reason why I say that is because, yes, they placed us a certain way so we can knock ourselves out, because the Big Ten had 3 in their respective conferences. In their placing in the college football playoffs. When we go around for decades saying the SEC is the toughest conference in all of college football, we cannot get mad. Well, look how they did us. Look how they put the SEC to knock each other out. We can't say that now. We can't use that narrative no more, because when we were winning back-to-back national championships as a team or as a conference for decades, SEC is the toughest conference. That's why players come to the SEC, because we put guys in the NFL. We used that to our advantage when we were winning. Now we're not winning. We can't say, look how they placed us. That's my only pushback on that.
But I didn't say that. That's not what I said. What I said was there were 5 teams in it. And the way that they constructed it, Alabama and Oklahoma had to play each other from the jump because that's the way that the brackets ran. They seeded the brackets. They did that. They did it. Alabama, Oklahoma, boom. But Texas A&M lost to Miami. Then Ole Miss beats Tulane, has to play Georgia. Then there's your next SEC matchup.
But hey,
that's all I'm saying is that however the SEC showed dominance, but when we get to a certain point, and then there were none. That's all I'm saying.
And I'm still gonna have a pushback on it because did they place us there or did our play for the season place us there?
That could be a matter of perspective. But
yeah, right.
Place to play. Okay. Alabama beat Georgia, but Alabama lost to Georgia in the SEC championship game. So that's going to be a matter of where a committee's going to place you. Now, your play has a lot to do with it, yes, but Georgia didn't know if they were going to be placed in where they were. They didn't know that. Just like Bama didn't know. Shucks, Bama didn't even really know if they were going to even make it or not.
Right.
And see, so it's really not. You play the game, you either win or you lose. And when that happens to you, let's look at Miami. Miami didn't know that they were going to make it in there or not because it was going to be a thing up against them in Notre Dame. But because of head-to-head play, that's what we say. But we were not in on what the committee said. We don't know.
If we don't lose that Florida State game, that might change your whole season and placement. If you don't lose home game, that might change your whole place and play her place in seeding. I would say those 2 games right there. The SEC championship, we just got dog walked. It happens. It's gonna happen. We win more than we lose in that game. But I'm looking at the 2 regular season games. That first game and that Oklahoma game. That's probably where our seeding was probably screwed us.
Like I said, matter of perspective. Because here's the thing. Notre Dame kept saying they belonged in. But Notre Dame started the year 0-2.
Right, but Notre Dame also is not in a conference. They don't have a leg to stand on by saying our conference is dominant. They're just going.
Guess what? But that same thing, no, JB. Notre Dame was there last year, and they weren't in the conference last year.
Right, off their play in the season. That's how they got in over what they did in the season.
Well, watch this. Okay. Well, let me give a pushback on that. Mm-hmm. You talk about the conference, right? Okay. Okay. Alabama lost to Florida State. Got you. Mm-hmm. Then Alabama went on this run, right? And won all the way up until they got to Oklahoma. Mm-hmm. Okay. But Notre Dame, after they lost to Texas A&M, didn't lose anything else. Mm-hmm. So you mean to tell me, now this is how I'm reading you now. So you mean to tell me that Alabama got in because of their play and lost a game, and Notre Dame didn't get in because they lost their first 2. Isn't that kind of unfair?
No, Alabama because of their conference. The reason why we continue saying that Alabama should be in is because one of the conference that they're in and the ranked teams that they play. If Alabama performed the way that they did and they were in the Big 12, do you think they make it?
Yeah, talking about the ranked teams. Alabama played more ranked teams than Notre Dame.
But
because of the
we talking
conference.
about are we talk so now we're gonna throw in ranked teams. See, that's all I'm saying. There are too many wrinkles in it.
Yeah.
Wins and losses. Wins and losses. That's where strength of schedule comes in. This, that, and the third. I mean, to me, it's all a bunch of hogwash myself. I look in the fact that if you're gonna, you're dealing with Notre Dame. They've been this entity since I've been in the world. They've got the money, they've got the backing, they've got everything they need to whatever they can float. This year kind of worked against them. Bama, on the other hand, plays in the toughest conference, which I'm still going to say the SEC still the toughest conference, and they play more ranked teams. And here's the thing about the ranking, JB, which I don't. I got my things about that. We didn't ask to be ranked 8th. We didn't ask to be ranked anything. That's where the committee or whoever these coaches and writers and whomever else, this is what they think of us. And Bama up, down, like Twister said early in the game, up, down, up, down. Bama started at 8th, lose to Florida State, get knocked down to 21st, then win games, move on up to 14th, have a bye week, get knocked down to 17th, play Georgia, beat them, and moves up, stays there, and then gets beat by Oklahoma, and then so the story go up, down. So those rankings to me are just going to be a thing of a matter of a stroke of a pen. Whoever wants you there, if they like you this week, they like you. If they don't, just take a back seat. That's why I said it's a bunch of hogwash.
It is. It's a bunch of hogwash, but you also got to understand what the A is, right? And I know you know. The A is what's always going to put a bullseye on the back of your jersey. That's number one. But the only way Alabama is going to always be in a conversation, and anybody else in our conference is going to be in a conversation, is because we always put this narrative out, which I still believe it's true. It's because it's 100% true. We are the toughest conference, especially on the teams that we have in our conference. That probably is the only reason why Bama stayed in this playoff. Because if they performed like this year, I'm talking about just this season, this football team here, if they were in the Big 12, you have no leg to stand on by saying you're playing in the toughest conference week by week. The SEC is what catapulted us to keep us in that playoff conversation. That's what I'm saying. So we can't say, I'm not saying you, I'm just saying it as a whole. Because the first thing, when we lose, the first thing is, or if we win, this is the toughest conference, which it is. But when we lose, we can't say, well, look how they put us in here. We got to face each other before we get to the gritty nitty. No, this is what the toughest conference is for. This is what we do weekly basis.
I'm going to say this. And most of that in that conference had some ranked teams on there in that conference as well. And I'm thinking, hear me out, about the ranks. Ranks supposed to be like ranking how good the team is, right? Like we beat, let's just say they knocked us down to 21 after we got beat. They knocked us down. We played, and then I guess the game later we went up to 17. We were 17. Georgia was ranked number 5. We beat them, but we still didn't go to the top 10 until we beat Vanderbilt. And then we went on our little, our little streak of beating ranked teams till we got to Oklahoma and lost by 2 points. Notre Dame, did they play any ranked teams to get what they wanted to be in the playoffs? The reason I'm saying this, and y'all can correct me if I'm wrong or not, we always say about this gunflick. We was in a fight in the SEC. Most of those gunflicks we played was ranked. And we played probably 2 games was not ranked. That was South Carolina and Auburn. That was the only probably fights that we had was not ranked while we was in that gauntlet. I think they're going by how good the team was and the rank.
Hold
That's
up,
all I'm saying. And this, come on, huh?
hold up a minute. Coach Carl, what's up with you, player?
Charlie
Roll
Carl.
Tide, Coach Carl. What's going on? What you
Roll
got?
Tide, fellas. Roll Tide. How y'all doing?
Hey man, we just fine. We trying to just have some civil conversation. You know
Bless.
how it go.
I hear.
Yeah,
And
but
then
that's my opinion though.
It's some great points, man. Y'all making some great points.
when you bring some gumbo with you, what you got for me? We just talking about what the 2025 season taught us. And
I'm with Governor. I mean, 100%. Like it's only taught us that, man, that SEC is tough within his own conference. But outside our conference, it don't matter to us unless it's a playoff game. And we got in the playoff game in a situation we played with Bama situation. We got to a playoff game against a team that was clicking on all cylinders, coaching, special team, offense, and defense. And our team was struggling on coming in on all cylinders, coaches especially, So 2025 on tells us that we got a long ways to go. It's been going down here for the last 4 years, especially when Nick Saban lost to Michigan. And another thing about that is that if you play Alabama in the playoff and you win the national championship. That's what it seemed like to me. Because the last time we lost in the playoff, the team that beat us won the national championship. Michigan, and then this year, Indiana. So it seemed like to me that Alabama is the test tube if you want to win a national championship. If you can beat Bama, you have a really good shot at winning the national championship. So we still the measuring stick of college football because you can see what Nick Saban built, but it instilled in his coaching staff. They take it and then they go on to be successful elsewhere. Last four teams in the playoff were Nick Saban protege. The two playing for the national championship are Nick Saban proteges. And the one that
mhm,
won come off of Nick Saban coaching tree. So Bama, the standard that Nick Saban built at Bama is still running rates all through college football. That's what 25 told me. So if you want to win, you got to get back to the old styles of Nick Saban mentality, and then sprinkle in your little bit of coaching philosophy and knowledge into it, because those are the guys that's successful. Period.
yeah, yep.
Like if
Those
we
the facts right there. I agree with you. I
if
agree with you.
if we're gonna play in the SEC and we say that we're the dominant conference, so when we play out of conference in the regular season, we should be blowing these teams out. The game shouldn't be close. Like
It usually depends on when you're playing a team, right? Not even just say Alabama, because we all love Bama. Bama is Bama is the first thing on all our minds because we Bama fans. Unless Bishop here and he Oklahoma. But it's the same thing with Oklahoma fans, right? Oklahoma played Texas. Texas gonna get Oklahoma every inch of them and some, right? Anybody that plays Bama, you gonna get every single piece of it. I don't care if Bama playing down North Dakota State Community College, North Dakota State Community College coming in Tuscaloosa. Or we go out to North Dakota and play them wherever we play them at. They gonna give you every inch of them and some. They gonna have referees against you. Like everything gonna go against you because you Bama. You the standard of college football. You the brand that everybody want to beat. So everybody coming at your head. And then the last 3 years it's been Georgia. It wasn't all about Bama. It's been all about Georgia. Everybody live in front of Georgia is trying to beat Georgia. Now it's gonna turn to LSU because Kiffin down there. Everybody lined up in front of LSU gonna try to beat the color off them because the Lane Kiffin at LSU. And all these guys are Nick Saban proteges. They're not caring about Bama. Nobody cares about Bama but Bama fans. These fan base don't care about Bama. They just look at it and say, "Oh, they're just Alabama." Like we're not that brand. We the brand that everybody want to compete against, but we're not the
Mhm.
brand that everybody's afraid of. They afraid of the Big Ten. They're not afraid of SEC. You live in front of the Big Ten, these guys are nervous. That's why a lot of those SEC teams set out the damn. Them players set out the damn games. They want to go to the bowl games, even though they get paid to play in bowl games. They didn't want to play them because of a fear factor, man. So I'm with you, I'm with you, Governor. But honestly, man, if we supposed to be the team, we supposed to be the conference. We supposed to go out here and play with the same intensity that everybody else play. We can't play second fiddle to nobody, but we second fiddle to the big team. And to be honest
Exactly.
with you, see, I think we second fiddle to we third fiddle now to the ACC because
Yep.
Miami went forward to anybody. Beat beat two SEC teams.
And I'm talking the perspective of what the committee is looking at as like, not really us or me going back and forth with P. I'm talking about that's how the committee's looking at us right now. And if you're the SEC, then you're supposed to be dominant. Alabama lineage of rare speaks for itself. That's something that we even got to talk about. We already know who the standard is. Win, lose, or draw, we already know who the standard is because before the season starts, everybody's gonna have our name in it. Period. It is what it is. But I think the committee is looking at the SEC, especially Bama now. One of the things that's saving us right now is because we're in the SEC and the teams that we got to go for. Because if you think about it, every single year we have the most ranked teams coming into the season.
Yep.
Exactly.
It's gonna because that's what we can hang our hat on because that's what we've been doing for decades, not just for years, for decades. It's gonna be us, Georgia, Texas A&M, Oklahoma, Ole Miss. That's 6 teams right there. The Vanderbilts, that's seven. That's 7 teams just from that one conference who's going to be ranked coming into every single year. You got three coming out of the Big Ten: Ohio State, Michigan. Well, four now: Ohio State, Michigan, Oregon, and Indiana. Because what they did, or you could probably throw Penn State in there. ACC is always going to be Clemson, Florida State, Miami. Big 12 up in the air. SEC is always going to carry college football. So I
It's gonna
think,
carry, it's gonna carry college football because of the teams you just named.
yeah,
Vandy is coming along. Vandy's gonna fall off if they don't get another type, really, really good quarterback type and transfer portal kids. They'll fall out of the ranks. Kentucky will end up sneaking back in there. You got the likes of Arkansas gonna end up coming back around. The SEC always gonna have the most ranked teams in the country because of it's the SEC. Everybody want all the top kids want to play in the SEC because it's the quickest path to the NFL. But you still got the Big Ten. Big
mhm,
Ten has four teams. It's a 4-team conference. Sometimes you get five, and they'll throw a 5 or 6 in there just to sprinkle in a little bit. Trying to make it parity with between the SEC and the Big Ten. But it's a 4-team conference, right? Them 4 teams always performing. They perform every single year. That 14 get in the playoff. They perform. Our teams, no matter if it's a playoff game, they go out there and they try to play hard. But outside the playoff, they don't give a damn. The Big Ten cares. ACC cares. We got to get back to caring about every single game we play
mhm,
because you want to be considered the most dominant conference. Care about every single game you play. Stop all these top athletes sitting out of these bowl games. It's just a damn one bowl game. You go out there, you handle your business in the first half, you ain't got to play no more, right? So they don't take football serious in the SEC no more. It's all about the money. SEC was about the grind, embarrassing other schools. They wanted to be the best. They preach being the best. They got the slogan talking about it just mean more. It don't anymore.
mhm.
It don't.
it mean more to the people that sit behind the damn sit behind the windows, you know, the big glass windows that pumping all that money into the school. It means a lot to them. The players, it don't really mean that much because it's all about the dollar. The coaches, it don't really mean that much because now you gotta buy players and you gotta convince players to stay on your roster. You recruit, and then when you decide that some other coach decide that I'll give you more money, the kid might leave. So it really don't mean much to coaches anymore. It's just a job. That's why they screw up and they get paid $50 million to leave. Cause it don't mean anything. We gotta get back to what football means. Everything, man. Like these kids gotta get back to thinking that football is the way, if they way out, a lot of times it is. Sports. We're using sports to get out of bad situations. You using sports to leave bad situations and get college degrees. So if you don't make it to the NFL, you still have a degree or something to fall back on. Like we gotta get back to using our talents as that way out or a way to change the world. We're not using that anymore as that factor. We're just using that a way to get rich. It's all about money. And when you put money before you put anything, you gonna lose it all. That's why we struggling because the Big Ten is about education and about damn experience, and the SEC is about the dollar.
Well, all I know is this right here. Just like I said, I'm just speaking from my perspective. I don't think it's just right or wrong. It's just how I see it. 2025 taught me that anything can happen, and you can go to bed. Like I said, you can go to bed one way, wake up the next morning, and all hell done broke loose. Don't get comfortable. And so we're on the verge of a new season. To me, the season starts now in the off season. Governor says it all the time about development, film study, doing this, that, and the third. That kind of stuff has to start now in the off season. You need to know your players' tendencies and this, that, and the third. And what Coach Carl just said about we need to go back to some things. And that's what I mean by 101, back to the basics, where it does mean more. Because the big knock on the SEC right now, and reading, and what Coach Carl is saying is the truth. Because when you're in other venues and you're reading this, they'll say it only means more at certain times. That's what they're saying. That's what they're saying about the SEC. So as a whole, SEC has work to do, but as a brand, Bama has to get back to Bama things, doing Bama things again. And we can't do it for you, folks. We can't do it for them. They got to do that themselves as a football team. They have to do that. And so I want to get back to the time, like when I said I used the analogy back in the Gap, Coach Carl, when you used to say now it's the Las Vegas Raiders. Yeah, see that, all that fancy smancy stuff. When it used to be the Oakland Raiders, it was something about when you used to say the Oakland Raiders back in the day. It's like everybody went and shut down because these dudes were just ruthless. These guys were ruthless. And so I need Bama to go back to that. Now, whatever it takes to get there, let's get at it. But all I know is that when I was coming along and you said Alabama, somebody said, oh, golly, we got to play Bama. Oh, Lord, here we go. And then you just held on for dear life. That's what I want to see.
Oh.
But when you don't have it like that, to me, you kind of that mystique, that aura about you, that's not there anymore.
Right. The way Michigan looked when they found out that they had to face Bama that year.
JB, you remember that day, bro? When we talked.
Mm-hmm. I remember that like it was yesterday.
Bruh. Coach Carr, you remember that day?
Yeah, he said step out. He'll be right back.
Okay. When Michigan found out that day that they had to face Bama, you could literally see the oxygen. I'm talking about in this physical state. You could literally see the oxygen leave the room. Anybody but Bama. Anybody but Bama.
Man, you could have heard a pin drop in that office. When they found out, they thought they wouldn't play Florida State because they was undefeated. But the quarterback got hurt. But when Alabama got in there, they did not want to see that at all.
Michelle Cochran, you hit the nail on the head. They were in there eating. All you heard was the forks drop. Blam, blam, blam. What?
Now my question is, were they scared of Bama or were they scared of Saban?
That's a good question.
I don't know. All I know is they didn't say Nick Saban's name. They said Bama. And when they said Bama, all the forks in the chow hall dropped.
Right.
The forks dropped and their heads dropped with them.
I agree with you. But when you say Alabama in that time, in that era, you was saying Nick Saban. You wasn't thinking about the players. You was thinking about Nick Saban and Alabama.
Well, I saw that same thing with Bear Bryant.
Right, exactly.
I saw that same thing. But those guys got out there and they knew that as far as defense went, they knew they had to see Barry Krause, E.J. Jr., Warren Lyles, Jeremiah Castile, Tommy Wilcox. They knew they had to see them. Got Marty Lyons, Barry Krause, Tommy Wilcox, E.J. Jr. It was this other. I forgot this other cat. They knew what was about to happen. And on the offensive side, they knew they had to face Dwight Stevenson, Major Ogilvy, Stephen Shealy, Tony Nathan, Mitch Ferguson, all them cats. They knew Bear was coming to town, and he was bringing back up with it.
You see, and you just answered everything. They knew Bear was coming to town with them dudes.
They knew Bear was coming to town. So they knew Nick was coming to town, and he was bringing back up with it.
They don't have that feeling now with KD
at all.
They don't have that fear with KD. Oh, Alabama's coming to town. Oh, we about to rock them. Because they don't have that fear from that coach. And I'm not putting it all on him. Don't get me wrong. It was a collective loss.
Man, JB, when you watch film as coaches, right? We watch a lot of film. Some of them anyway. Some of them watch film, some of them don't. Right? You can tell a team that watch a lot of film because they know all your tendencies. They know we break down every single thing, bro. Like third down tendencies. What are you gonna do on 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4? We have analysts break all that shit down. Like we sit there and watch so much film that we know just about every play you gonna call and when you gonna call it. What session, what segment of the game you call it? What you call from this side of the hash, on the left hash, right hash? It's so much in football that analysts go and break down. So when you go in like a game plan, like I done been in college rooms, right, for game planning. One game, man, they'll probably have a defensive play sheet about 300-400 pages. That's just for one game. And the kids got to learn all that stuff, all these different tendencies. They got to go through all this stuff for one game. And then they go out there and they practice it over and over and over again. When you go to Alabama, watch Alabama film, break down Alabama, one game Alabama film, one game of play for Alabama film. It's so vanilla. It's just like, it's the same stuff they did in spring practice. Exact same stuff they did in spring practice that they did all season long. Nothing changed. Nothing got better. It was the same. So you don't even have to damn game plan much for Alabama. Sit there, you send pressure on this side, then you rotate pressures on that side. You run a couple of stunts and twists and play zone behind it. You can beat Bama. That's all people did. They didn't send a whole lot of pressures. They just run a few stunts here. They didn't blitz a lot. 4-man rush, 5-man is pressure, 6-man is a blitz. They didn't do a whole lot of 6-man. They really just line up and just play regular base football against Bama, and that's how they beat them. When you start taking chances on blitzing them or dropping 8 in the zone, then Bama had opportunity to move the ball and score. Or unless they would just overpower you or better than you. That's why the team didn't score a whole lot of points this year. Because they can't out scheme nobody. This staff can't out scheme nobody. They better go back to the drawing boards, seriously, and throw away everything they have and just re-damn vamp it. Because it's too damn plain. It's too obvious. And I went back and watched Seattle with Groves. That's why he got fired. He didn't get fired because the team wasn't putting up numbers. He got fired because everybody damn figured out what he was doing, and it was easy to defend him. You look at the team now, you never know what's coming with Seattle. That's why they winning. It's too vanilla, man. Anybody can predict what damn Groves about to run. The defense was going all out. They start blitzing and taking chances because the offense can't move the football. So 2026 coming forward, we just gotta be better, man. We gotta be better all the way around. Coaches, players. We got rid of players. Now we gotta have these players step up that we got in that don't have a whole lot of production but have a whole lot of potential. We got a whole new offensive line. Only one returning guy that has some significant snaps, and that's damn Michael Carroll. If they put him at guard, we'll have a really good guard right there. If they keep him at tackle, we got to find a really good guard. So man, it's just a lot, man. I know one thing I realized, that I ain't got no hope. Like I got hope, but I ain't got no expectations for 2026. My expectation for 2026 Alabama gonna be very, very low. They're gonna have to surprise me. I'm not coming in the season bragging about how good we're gonna be and we're gonna win the natty. I'm not doing that. I'm coming in this season, saying that I hope we don't lose 5 games. That's gonna be my expectation. That we win more than 7 games this year. That's what my expectation be. We finish this thing 8-4. I'm gonna be damn happy, and that's just real talk.
See, us as individuals, if you either in the game, like in the stadium, or at home watching the game, you knew that the team was going downhill if you was watching the game and having side conversations.
Oh yeah.
Or the game was just on like it's white noise on the TV. Like the game is on, but you're not really into the game. That's how you knew the tide was changing. Because it's never been. I have never in the last 2 seasons, y'all. I have never watched the Alabama game and not be really fully in tune. Because you see what's happening. Like Coach Carl said it. The plays become killer. You just like, oh, they about to run the screen. Oh, there it go. That's a 5-yard loss. We called the plays up before that happened.
And the problem is about the whole situation, they're not physical. The old line was not physical like they used to be. They used to put fear. It ain't just the running backs. The old line imposed their will on the D line. That's how far it made Alabama feared. They don't have that anymore.
They don't. I don't think they like aggressive offensive linemen. I don't think they like aggressive offensive linemen, honestly. If you look at the offensive linemen we had on the field, they were just basically passive. They pass box. The downhill dog, the molars that push you up around the field and trying to down take your spirit. You know where they was in it? On the sideline. On the sideline. Go back and watch. Jaden Roberts was hurt all year long, but ain't been hurt at all this year. He a molar. He was on the sideline. Too aggressive. Can't be aggressive in this offense. You got to be passive. And I don't understand why they went out there and brought all these aggressive damn offensive linemen into the season, into the portal. Now you got all these aggressive offensive linemen out the portal, and you a passive ass team. Well, are you trying to reshape your program and go aggressive? If that be the case, well, you should have kept the ones you already had.
Oh, I'm just gonna be silent right there.
Me too.
that beats all I ever seen. Cause excuse me, y'all. I'm just of that nature that when you think those, they call them the big uglies, the big uglies have always been aggressive on both sides of the ball. That physicality that Twister's talking about, that's on that O-line, D-line. You got to be physical. I've never heard of such that you don't want aggressiveness on your O-line. What are we doing? Playing Barishnikov and some ballet or something? What we doing?
When I heard that, I'm like, huh? That what you need? You need somebody nasty. Why do you don't want that? I'm sorry. I don't get it. Maybe I'm just from the South. We some nasty dudes over here, man. We want to see nasty. We don't want to see pretty. We want to see somebody get physical and nasty. That's how Alabama known for the nasty running game, the nasty O-line. The O-line we had back in 2012 was the offensive line of the year because of that nastiness. That was called the Big Uglies for a reason. Now we getting pushed around like we done stole somebody's lunch money. We getting bullied. Still, Alabama bullying them. The mystique is dead right now.
Barrett Jones and AJ McCarron was about to fight, and we were up by like 30. What the hell are you talking about?
Bam. My thoughts exactly.
We up by 30 in the natty, bro.
Wait, Governor, that was funny to me, man. And if you ever, Governor, I didn't mean to cut you off right there. But what was funny about that whole snippet right there? It wasn't the fact just of them shoving each other. It was how Notre Dame was reacting, and they were the one getting their butts kicked to death.
We got them. It's over.
That game was over, and Notre Dame was over there like they jumping up and down. Oh, we got them now. We getting ready to come back. Like, really, Notre Dame? Really?
That was that Nick Saban rubbed them. That Saban that rubbed in there on them. That Nick Saban teaching. And I don't know, after they saw that, did y'all see after they pushed each other, Nick Saban was on the sideline fussing.
Mm-hmm.
And the game was basically over. But
that's Kurt Cinetti right there.
I'll tell you another thing. Remember we were playing somebody and we was up 38-3, and Lane Kiffin was still throwing the football, and Nick Saban chewed his ass out.
Yep.
Running the ball down the goddamn throat. He was so mad, he was chewing Lane ass out. And the sideline interviewer said, "You got into it real good with Lane right there. Like y'all having a real heated discussion." He said, "They ain't no discussion. That was ass chewing."
that's what he said. I was watching that when it happened. Yes, sir. You know, and I can remember, was it Jonathan Allen? One of them told the guys, if you don't get your man, I'm going to beat your blank myself.
Mm-hmm.
He said that. Now, these players talking. That's what made Alabama Alabama. That's what made them Alabama. And I want to say this, and that wasn't all so long ago. It wasn't that far. It wasn't that far of, that long ago. That all of this, what Coach Carl and Governor and Twister's talking about, that was just a few years ago, and we watched it come to this. I'm gonna always love my Tide, but I want the Tide to come back of what we saw. But whatever it takes. But we're gonna wait and see. I want to address one more thing that I saw. It's still embedded in my brain from Roger. He said 2025 season taught him that Indiana's here to stay. I wouldn't say that so quick. I wouldn't say that so quick.
I was gonna say that too, but I kept my mouth shut.
I wouldn't say that so quick. I would not.
I'm gonna tell you something. With 2025, to let you know, Kirk Cinetti won't be in Indiana long.
Exactly.
Tell you that much, but he built the Indiana. He gonna be the hottest thing on the coaching train. Soon as
Yeah, they're
folks
gonna be
start getting
like
rid of
two.
them coaches,
He Tupac, all eyes on me. Everybody looking at you now, buddy. We want that
NFL,
coach on our team.
NFL, the NFL gonna come calling.
Ooh,
Big
yeah,
time
buddy.
college programs gonna come calling.
I'm gonna tell you
He gonna
like
be
this.
hot.
And I'm gonna tell you like this. And Kurt Cinetti don't know himself how much longer he's gonna do this. He
Yep.
said he doesn't know. So I wouldn't be so quick to say, I mean, I like you for your enthusiasm, but this changes, Roger. It changes. As we Bama fan, we know. We've been champions more
For a
times than
long
y'all
time.
have. We know how it go, man. We know how it go.
Can I
So,
say this? You know, a couple of teams when Nick Saban's dominance in Alabama, a couple of teams try to get Nick Saban. One of them was Texas,
oh
and I
God.
think another team tried to get Nick Saban. He
Bless you.
stayed. I'm like, nah, if you can't get Saban, they got our offensive, they got our assistant coaches. They trying to say like, okay, if Alabama doing this, let's just take one of their coaches and put him on our staff and see if they can do that.
Wow.
That's what they
It
basically done.
it worked.
Yeah, look at Georgia.
Look
Alabama.
at Texas. Look at
Yeah,
Indiana.
Texas.
Look
Mm-hmm.
at Ole Miss.
Yes.
Look at Miami. Look at Oregon.
Mm-hmm.
Keep looking.
We
They everywhere.
made we made it like they are now. They dogging our asses out, but y'all need a piece of Bama to help your program succeed. We ain't being biased because now they see the other team doing it. Now the other coaches and the other programs are looking at Indiana's coach Roger. They're looking at your boy. Now they want a piece of that pie now. If my coach can make my team look good, I want your coach to make my team look good.
Indiana just
It
lost their
ain't
conditioning coach to
it,
Tennessee.
it yeah, it ain't they want a piece of Bama. They want a piece of Saban, dog.
That's what it is.
That's what it is.
That's what it is.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, the
Coach
same
AB
thing.
was right
Alabama,
out
baby.
long. It's Saban that they fear.
Mm-hmm. I believe
Saban
that
got
too.
it.
That they fear.
Saban got it for Belichick. Belichick, all Belichick proteges now, damn the head coaches in the NFL winning. Then them all of them. Nick Saban coaches in college football, dominating college football. So
Mm.
Nick Saban dominated college, Belichick dominated NFL, and they coaching tree are basically doing the same thing they did. So NFL model that we're gonna go get a Belichick coach, and they winning with them Belichick coach. Here, Ohio State has a Belichick defensive coordinator.
Mm.
So
Hey,
think about that.
can I say this, Coach Carl? You want to go about and going coaching trees? All of that started with Bill Parcells, then Bill Belichick, then Coach Saban. Bill Parcells, the one that won the
Par-
two championships with the Giants.
Parcells started a lot.
Yeah,
He
he,
Yes,
so did.
yeah, Bill Parcells, and he was a mean ass coach. Coach Carl, you know that.
Oh yeah.
you
Ooh,
got
he
L,
was nasty.
you
He was
got
challenging the hell out those damn players back in the gap. If the young cats don't know what I'm talking about, look him up. Bill Parcells, nasty coach.
Bill Parcells,
Won you championships too.
LT, Lawrence Taylor.
The LT, Pepper, LT, Carl Banks, Harry Carson, Garrett Reason.
That defense was
Shut up.
that defense
Then
was
on the
crazy.
offense, you had OJ Anderson, Phil Simms. Man, those dudes were just rough and tough. They were rough and tough. And so Parcells, and then like you said, Bellich, and then it goes on and on. And but anyway, but y'all, what's up, Tim Nolan? Roll Tide to you, bro. J. Cole, shalom, peace and blessings be unto you. Everybody in the chat, Bobby Sprinkle, everybody. We're just glad everybody was able to come on today. I'm gonna do my parting words right here, but I'm gonna start with Governor as you, and then we're gonna work our way on Governor. Parting words, sir.
So like I said, it's always a blessing to wake up in the morning. So, and a blessing to speak with y'all. So I'm just grateful and humble for that. Gotta get ready for the storm. The storm must be coming. So I gotta leave here soon to go get some water, some peanut butter and jelly, some bread, just to be on the safe side. So I would just say, guys, football talk, just humanity. Everybody be safe, love your family, love yourself. This is just a game. The real world is still the real world. Everybody in
It
the
just kind of gives us a kind of a break from it just a little bit, but we still got to
chat,
face it.
exactly. So love everybody in the chat. Love these guys on this panel right here. And I'll see y'all soon.
You got to be safe for you too, Governor. Anyway, Twister, pardon words, bro.
Well, like I said, man, thank God for waking me up to see another day. Thank God everybody else is alive to see another day. And it's good to chop it up with y'all fellas in the chat. Always a blessing. They be like basically make my whole day get better by talking to y'all and whatever people got going on in real life. We can just block all that, have a conversation with the brothers in the chat, have a good old time, man. And like Governor, man, everybody talking about this snowstorm supposed to be coming, hitting Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, probably even Texas. Everybody got to be prepared. And somebody said Viennas, just like a hurricane coming, man. We got to be prepared to get everything, water, food. Make sure your electricity's still on, and just try to be safe and get prepared for this weather. So all I'm saying is, it's just like we had this last year. It was snowing last year, but it was just snow. It ain't like maybe a blizzard or nothing coming, but who knows? So y'all be safe. God bless and enjoy the weekend. Just continue to enjoy life. God bless y'all. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide there, Twister. Thank you, big brother. Coach Carl, pardon words, sir.
Man, to piggyback on what the brother said, I will say, man, everybody, man, y'all just be safe. Get your goodies, hunker down. Make sure you got a generator or something. If you don't have a generator, you find somebody that does and try to link up with them because it's with this ice storm coming through, man. It's gonna be a lot of power outages. It's gonna be and it's probably gonna be a long time. So don't try to go to work. You had to call in tomorrow, call in and be safe, man. And tap in with your folks, man. Like Piano, man. Everybody in the chat, man. Y'all tap in and let us know y'all safe. So we won't have to be worried about y'all all the time. So we just figure out how to keep tabs on each other. I'll text Piano, man. We're not gonna get into that bad weather. We're just gonna get a little rain. So
Right.
I'll chat with Piano, man, from time to time and just ask about y'all. Make sure y'all safe, man, and y'all not, man. Just log on, man. Hit a video if you got internet service. Hit a video link or something with one of these chats or something, just to say, man, we safe. Just so we'll know
Exactly.
that everybody's good. Other than that, man, we just pray that everything goes well. Everybody stay safe, and then we'll see y'all again in the long run, or in the morning run.
That's it, man. And I'm gonna say this as always. Thank you, Governor. Thank you, Twister. Thank you, Coach Carl and Bishop. Couldn't be on today, but thankful to the rest of the chefs that are here. Thankful for everybody that's in the chat. Now I echo the sentiments of all the gumbo chefs that were on today. We got the storm coming. No matter where you are, uh, it's coming. Everybody, please stay safe. I'm going to make some modifications. I normally don't come on the weekends, but just if you can, I am charging up my iPad now. I just got through charging up my phone. I'm going to be charging up battery packs, this, that, and the third. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to be making some modifications. I'm coming on not to talk Bama football, really. I'm really coming on just to make sure everybody's safe. And if you can get on, fine. But I want to just tell you, do what they said do. Governor said he's going to get peanut butter. I might have to come to North Carolina and give me a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And if you got a little tomato soup to go, Got a little tomato soup to go with it. We have ourselves something there, but
Dude, get some noodles on the side too.
get some noodles and do what you got to do. But as Coach Carl said, take care of yourselves. Take care of yourselves, okay? And all that, And like, hey, I'm gonna put that up there, Carl. Like Al Jarreau said, that was my favorite song by him. We're in this love together. We might be in different places, but we're all in this together. And Piano Man gonna have your back, whether you have mine or not. I got you. And so
right.
we that's the way we turn. That's the way we roll over here. We have each other's back. 401k crew, we always have each other's back. Now, and if you want to know about that, I almost said something crazy right there. Fool around and mess with one of the 401k crew and find out what happened. Find out what happened. We can show you better than we can tell you. So, but we take our chat serious. We take each other serious over here. We love each other, and we might not always agree, but that's part of life. That's what you're supposed to. Everybody's supposed to agree. But when it comes down to things of life, we're all on the same side. So thank you again, Governor. Be safe. Twister, be safe. Coach Carl, be safe. Bishop, I know you're listening. Be safe. All of you all in the chat, be safe, be well, be whole, and all that kind of stuff. So with that being said, just remember, stay focused, drive, and go forward in the name of the Lord. And you can do all things through Christ to give you strength. And so just, hey, handle your business. Handle your business. Because the storm ain't gonna be no joke. Handle your business. Man. Yes.
Anybody heard from Auntie Janet?
I asked about her a couple of days ago. Someone said that she's okay. I have not spoken with Auntie in a minute, but I will. I'm gonna put it out there and find out how she's doing, and everything. And I'll get back with y'all how Auntie Janet is doing, because Auntie Janet's a good lady, and we know she suffers some health challenges and things like that. But we got it. So Auntie Janet, if you listening, looking, or lurking, we love you. Check in with us. Let us know that you're okay. And if anybody that's friends with Auntie Janet, let her know that we are praying for her and we want to hear from her personally if she can and if she wants to. And so that's that.
I'm missing her.
I miss myself some Auntie Janet. My Lord.
I hope she's feeling better so she can call me.
Yeah, I miss Auntie Janet, and she good people. Her and her husband, good people. So that's the show for this morning. Everybody, please be safe. I will be back, the Lord willing. Like I said, I'm charging up my iPad now. I'll be charging. Well, my computer's doing pretty good. Charging up my phone. My battery pack's okay. So my battery pack is gonna stay good. I'm gonna keep it on just in case the worst happens. So at least you can get through me through my phone. And I have figured out, Coach Carl, how to access my StreamYard from here, what I'm doing now, from my phone. So either way it go, y'all gonna hear from me. Okay. So we're gonna do that. So again, thank everybody for coming. Please be safe. Start to handle your business. I'm going to get me some crawfish. That's what I'm going to do, because mud bugs and cold weather don't do so hot. So while it's the beginning of crawfish season, I'm going to get me some mud bugs. I'll probably get me enough to handle to hold me through Sunday.
Damn.
As you're doing that, I guess I eat some shrimp too then.
Some mud bugs.
Mud bugs.
Yeah, some shrimp.
I get some shrimp, but I don't want no crawfish.
I love crawfish.
They pretty good in a way. They
real
pretty good. Yeah, put some seasoning in it though. Put some seasoning there. Yeah, Lord.
Man, ain't no meat. What the meat?
I'm gonna pull that tail off, and that's gonna be all she wrote.
Man, you gotta eat 922 damn mud bugs to even get a dang size of a snicker.
Well, I'll eat all 922 of them.
Coach Carl, that was the Louisiana type. How they put all that seasoning in them crawfishes. That's that Cajun crawfish.
Amen.
Okay.
I got
Hey,
that. That's in my blood, man.
I can dig it. I can dig it.
I can
Yes,
get it.
sir.
So I'm finna get up from here and go get me something now. Amen. So anyway,
Roll Tide.
hold tight, everybody. Again, thank you, Governor. Governor, I'm gonna give me I'm gonna give me some mud bugs and some peanut butter and jelly and some bread. It's gonna be all right. It's gonna be all right. Yeah, it's gonna be all right. I don't think we're gonna get. I think it's just gonna be bad, but they told us to do our due diligence down here in the southern part of the state. So we're gonna see. Every time they say we're not gonna get it, we end up getting it. Every time we end up getting it. So we're just gonna play it by ear. But like I said, the Lord willing, I'll be back tomorrow and checking on everybody. So until then, Governor, Twister, Coach Carl, the Bishop, the gumbo chefs are out. The kitchen is closed. And 3-Stroke Charlie, you still out of luck, player. So I still play better than you. So y'all have a good day. And we are out. The kitchen is closed. Roll Tide, everybody. And we'll see you tomorrow.